It's a question that's been debated for decades, that's still being debated and will be debated until the end of time. How did the world begin? Today on DelmarvaLife, we dig into that debate, creationism versus evolution versus the Big Bang Theory. Hear how the Pope has been raising eyebrows with his beliefs, plus why and how a former atheist is now trying to prove there is a God.
How about something we can all agree on? None of us wants to get sick, and now that spring is on the horizon, just 2 more weeks, you may think you don't have to worry about the germs, the sniffles, the sneezes. Well, think again. Find out why the flu, even the norovirus, are still very real concerns right now. Plus, how something as simple as an app may help keep you from getting sick, and why not everyone's encouraging you to download it just yet.
Take a look at this guy. How could you not just love him? This is Tuna the Chiweenie, and with a smile like this, you can see why he's an Instagram sensation. Today, he and his human join us to help other animals get their permanent home.
Guys, I want to introduce you to Josephine. She is a sucker for belly rubs. Look at this. She's paralyzed. I'll introduce you to her and tell you where you can pick her up.
And once you adopt your new furry family member, you have to get them home safely. Coming up, we show you some safety items you'll want to make certain are in your car safety kit.
A tilt of the head, one way, a little woo-woo of back talk. These are just a few of the ways your pets communicate with you. Did you ever wonder just exactly what they're thinking? Well, an Ivy League university is making it their mission to figure it out.
And there's nothing to figure out when it comes to this group. They are just plain talented. Anointed for Greatness takes the DelmarvaLife stage. DelmarvaLife starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopper. Welcome to DelmarvaLife from Historic Studio D. Yeah, it happened.
It did.
After receiving several complaints about the initial snowstorm on Delmarva that didn't result in anything, this meme appeared online yesterday. Dan Satterfield saying, "I called for snow, it snowed, how you like me now?"
Love it. Jen, thanks for coming up with that. And you know what? This is amazing. Some surfers in Ocean City didn't care if there was snow on the ground or not, because they were in the waves. Take a look at these pictures. Will Hall posted them on the Dispatch's Facebook. These guys obviously didn't see this as a time to stay inside and drink hot cocoa day. They saw it as the perfect time to hang 10 cowabunga, dude, or maybe cowabunga.
I'd go with that one, yeah.
You think?
Well, the snow was a welcome sight for some animals at the Salisbury Zoo, especially the red wolves.
Yeah.
All the red wolves that remain in the wild are currently in North Carolina. Get this, the state's Wildlife Resources Commission has asked the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to remove them.
Aww.
That threatens their very existence because red wolves are a distinct wolf species, critically endangered. There's only 62 of them known in the wild. These majestic creatures are only found in the United States. They are truly made in the USA. If you'd like to learn more about them and how you can help save them, go to our website, WBOC.com, click on the picture at the top of the page. These guys at our very own
Salisbury Zoo, that's right. Well, keeping something around that could be lost is important, and there's a 3rd grade class at Hartley Elementary that has decided to help save another endangered species. This is Mary Eanes' class, who decided to gather loose change equivalent to the weight of a full-grown rhinoceros. That's about 3,400 pounds, in case you're wondering. So far, the class has managed to gather 255 pounds of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Good for them.
Wow, no kidding. And something else that they're trying to keep around, not necessarily that class, but the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum, they've hauled out the 1889 9-log bottom bug-eye, the Edna E. Lockwood. It's part of the Historic American Engineering Record Maritime Documentation Program, with the produced measured drawings documenting the last working oyster boat of its kind. Boat shop manager Michael Gorman, along with his apprentices and volunteers, are making room for the National Park Service to laser scan and photograph the historic boat's log hull. That information documents the different parts of the hull and how they come together as a greater whole. That'll be turned into a 3D model to aid the museum shipwrights and apprentices in the restoration of the Edna E. Lockwood.
That is fascinating.
Old meets new, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Benjamin Franklin first came up with the idea of daylight saving time in 1784, so it's his fault, right?
It's his fault.
But there's always been controversy. Daylight saving time is not observed in Hawaii, American Samoa, Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands, and Arizona. It's observed here and starts this weekend, by the way. The Navajo Nation participates in the daylight saving time policy, even in Arizona, due to its large size and location in 3 states. However, the Hopi Reservation, which is entirely surrounded by the Navajo Nation, doesn't observe DST.
How about that? Now, there is a legend that a man in Delaware dodged the Vietnam War draft because of daylight savings time. He was born just after midnight. Okay, just after midnight. When his number came up, because of the time change, he said technically he was born the day before, so he had a much higher draft lottery number. He didn't go.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Then following the 1973 oil embargo, the U.S. Congress extended daylight saving time to 8 months instead of the normal 6. During that time, the U.S. Department of Transportation found that observing daylight saving time in March and April saved the equivalent in energy of 10,000 barrels of oil each day, a total of 600,000 barrels of oil each of those 2 years. None of that matters. Just remember to set your clock forward before you go to bed tomorrow night and put a new battery in your smoke detector.
And remember, it's daylight saving.
Saving time, it's not savings.
Not savings. Okay, if you had an umbrella, you could fly over the snow that we have. Wouldn't that be nice? However, the North Dorchester High School senior class couldn't locate theirs. Due to the weather conditions, the opening performance of Mary Poppins will be tomorrow. So Saturday, there will be 2 shows at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. You can also go Sunday at 2 p.m. There will be an additional performance Monday at 7 p.m. Admission for each performance, only $8.
Okay, so you're freed up tonight. You're looking for somewhere to go tonight. The delay frees you up to see Peter Pan. The Second Street Players present The Boy Who Refuses to Grow Up, Kidding Around with the Darling Children, Pirates, and more. A total of 3 performances will be held through Sunday at the Riverfront Theater in Milford. Peter Pan, presented by Second Street Players, tonight and tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Sunday's matinees at 1. Tickets are $5 for kids, $10 for adults. But tonight is only a pay-what-you-can donation.
How about that?
Isn't that cool? You want more information? The number to call is 302-422-0220.
More good music for a good cause. The 33rd Annual Springtime Jamboree benefiting the Millsboro Little League. There will be a country and gospel music from a ton of local talented musicians like the Jamboree Boys opening the show. Here they are: Senator Gerald Hawker, Greg Hawker, Jimmy Holston, Reggie Helms, and Bill Olmner. The Haptones, the Reminders, and many more will be there. Plus, there will be 2 comedians at the show, Scott Evans and Johnny Stevens. It starts in just a couple of hours at 7, and tomorrow at 7 at the Indian River High School in Dagsboro. Tickets, $15 a person. Pre-show entertainment begins at 6:30.
Now, Sean Stryker is going to show you some cute and cuddly little animals today. Well, here's part of the show where people play with their cute and cuddly pets, like their cute and cuddly great white shark. Well, just like your puppy, you want to be careful not to get too close to those teeth. A little nip could go a long ways. But gosh, how could you resist petting that cute little nose?
There's nothing cute about that.
Yeah, I think I could resist it pretty easily.
Okay, all right. So how about something a little more lovable, like Tuna the Chiweenie? Who could resist a face like this? Later on DelmarvaLife, we'll meet this little fella and find out how he and his human are helping to change the lives of homeless pets.
And yes, you can change the life of homeless animals too. We're going to meet some cute faces in today's Pet Connect that would love to make your home theirs.
But next, we're tackling a question that's been debated since the beginning of time. How did the world begin? The Pope recently made some comments that raised a few eyebrows, comments on evolution, the Big Bang Theory, and God. Hear why some say he's just trying to bridge the gap between church and science.
Plus, we'll meet a former atheist who's setting out to prove what he now believes is true, that there is a God who created everything. You're going to hear how he's trying to prove it. DelmarvaLife will be right back.
DelmarvaLife is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.